This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for USVI News. I'm Haley Potter, in tonight for Emily Matson. The St. Croix prison has bared his name for years, and today it's finally official. Thursday morning on St. Croix, Governor Albert Bryan Jr. and the VI Bureau of Corrections held an official renaming ceremony of the John A. Bell Adult Correction Facility that you can see right there. Mr. Bell, a native of St. Thomas, served in the VI legislature for 6 terms, a public servant with many great accomplishments. He's received one of the highest honors a Virgin Islander can receive. For his extraordinary commitment to the people of the VI, the 30th legislature bestowed upon him a Medal of Honor and named the correctional facility in a state Golden Grove in honor on July 28, 2014. So now, 8 years later, his name is now affixed at the facility. On St. Croix, traffic investigators with VIPD arrested a man and charged him with negligent homicide in connection with a deadly accident. He's identified as 29-year-old Saif Brooks. Officers with the Traffic Investigation Bureau say Brooks was speeding on Northside Road in the area of 2+2 Bar and Restaurant in Estate La Grande Princess Tuesday night around 10:20 p.m. At the same time, a man identified as 79-year-old Howard Dyer was crossing the road in a crosswalk. Investigators say Dyer left the establishment and stopped at the crosswalk. He waited for traffic to be clear, and when it was safe to cross, Mr. Dyer began to cross the road in the sidewalk. But evidence showed while in that crosswalk, Dyer saw a vehicle speeding his way, so he began to run while still in the crosswalk. But police say Brooks hit him, killing him at the scene. Brooks was charged with negligent homicide, and his bail was set at $25,000. While COVID-19 cases remain high right here in the territory, they have gone down again on all of the islands. Health officials are currently tracking a total of 507 active COVID-19 cases across the territory, with most significant amount on St. Croix. On St. Croix, there are 381 active COVID-19 cases, 109 active cases on St. Thomas, and 17 cases on St. John. Survivors and family members of the Uvalde and Buffalo mass shootings shared their experience with congressional members this week. They detailed horrific firsthand accounts and shared how these shootings have changed their lives. And a warning for all of you watching this, some of the details in this report can be pretty upsetting. Our USVI News Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has the story for us.
We were just watching movies.
In a pre-recorded video, 11-year-old Mia Cirio, a 4th grade student at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, shares her first-hand experience the day a gunman came into her classroom. Her teacher told the students to hide.
Shot my teacher and told my teacher good night and shot her in the head. And then he shot some of my classmates and the whiteboard. When I went to the barracks, he shot my friend that was next to me, and I thought he was going to come back to the room, so I grabbed the blood and put it all over me.
19 of Cirio's classmates and 2 teachers died. A pediatrician working at the nearby hospital describes the carnage he saw.
2 children whose bodies had been pulverized by bullets fired at them, decapitated, whose flesh had been ripped apart, that the only clue as their identities was a blood-splattered cartoon clothes still clinging to them.
In this congressional hearing on gun violence, the mother of Zaire Goodman, who was shot at the Tops grocery store in Buffalo, says their lives have changed forever.
My son Zaire has a hole in the right side of his neck, 2 on his back, and another on his left leg, caused by an exploding bullet from an AR-15.
Other family members testified, pushing Congress to act on gun legislation.
Do you feel safe at school? Why not?
Because I don't want it to happen again.
At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp reporting.
During the hearing, the Republican ranking member expressed opposition to new gun legislation, saying, quote, knee-jerk reactions to impose gun control policies that seek to diminish our constitutional right to bear arms are not the answer, end quote. Amazon is stepping up its battle against counterfeiting on the company's website. Last year alone, Amazon spent nearly $1 billion to combat counterfeit goods, and the retailer says it got rid of more than 3 million counterfeit products. The company also took legal action against 170 counterfeiters in the United States Amazon is now deploying new technology to sellers and to help consumers find out more about who they are actually buying from.
Amazon in 2021 invested more than $900 million and had more than 12,000 people that were dedicated to protecting customers, brands, selling partners, and our store from counterfeit fraud and other forms of abuse.
A company spokesperson says the retail giant will prepare users on what they need to know before shopping and how to spot a fake product or retailer. The U.S. Federal Reserve's monthly credit report released Tuesday found that consumer credit surged last month. And with the summer travel season underway, if you're on vacation right now in the Virgin Islands, experts say it's likely that more people will tap into credit cards to afford their vacations. So our USVI News' Emily Matson has more on how to avoid slipping further into debt without skipping out on the fun.
How are you paying for your summer vacation? A new report finds Americans are relying more on their credit cards for many expenses. Consumer credit surged by $38 billion in April, according to the Fed's monthly credit report. It comes amid the highest inflation in 40 years, with prices for gas, hotels, and planes surging. In April alone, airfares spiked 18.6% over the previous month, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
These are things that really we have no control over. However, there are ways that we can save money.
Financial expert Julie Alma Tavares says the first step to avoid getting deeper into credit card debt this summer is to create a vacation budget and actually stick with it. She recommends prioritizing activities on your trip.
If you're spending $300-400 on extracurriculars, maybe those are the things that you want to reduce so that you can make up for the expenses that we cannot control that definitely are going up in price.
Another tip is to consider a group vacation to split those high prices with friends or family, and get creative when it comes to using rewards credit cards. Look to see if you can use your points to pay for things. Also, realize that getting the best deal possible could mean traveling during off-peak times.
Everybody wants to get out the house, and of course we want to travel, but really being flexible is going to help you because there are places that are going to be more expensive.
And finally, be realistic. If a vacation doesn't fit your finances this year, skip it and start saving for next year. Emily Matson reporting.